All right, so the next one is .NET, which is really important, and by the way, much, much easier than the other stuff we've been doing. .NET is a high-level language. It's Microsoft's competitor to Java, and it turns out to be easy to write code in and easy to reverse engineer code, and it is extremely popular. So we are going to reverse a .NET executable, and this is from Mandiant. This is with Flare VM FireEye. This is the Flare VM challenge from one, I think, in 2014. So you download this file. Let's put it in on my machine. So I'll go open a browser and go to that link. All right. There we go. PMA132.zip. Save that file. Okay, it's done. So let's go into downloads. And there it is. So I guess I got to extract it, and I don't think it's malware or anything. I don't think I need a password. All right, there it is, PMA132. So let me bring up my instructions over here. All right. So we can run this file. Now, I wasn't able to just run it right on the desktop. For some unknown reason, I had to run it in a debugger. But that way you can see it, and I just did it that way because I couldn't be bothered to figure out why it won't run. Probably needs some Microsoft .NET library or something. But it runs in x64 debug, which is something we've got in our machine, a 64-bit debugger. So if somebody figures out why, that would be nice. It runs in the debugger, but it doesn't run in the naked operating system. So we can open it here. Now in here, there's a thing called challenge1.exe, and that's what we want to run. So I open that, which is downloads, challenge1. All right, so there it is. And now I can run it. This x64 debug is just like Ollie. I see everybody uses the same user interface. So there's a run button right there, and it's running. And now it tells me I need something. Okay, so I'll download and install that, I guess. Let's see if I can skip it. Does it run? It doesn't run. Okay, so I guess I need it. Okay, so debug, restart, and run. And I will install this thing. Okay, that's what's missing is a .NET thing, so let's put that on. If you run .NET software, you need to have the Microsoft .NET executable, just like if you run C++ software, you need Microsoft Windows C++ redistributable. This is typical for Microsoft software. Although commercial apps never make you do this, so I guess there's some way to include it in your app or something, which I don't know. Okay. Oh, it's not done yet. Okay. Let me make a note that I will add that to the instructions if it asks you to, this is 132. All right. All right. That was one thing about the Flare VM. It installs every version of .NET and every version of Windows C++ redistributable. It takes quite a while when building it, because so many things need. Okay, it has installed this thing. Okay, let's see if I can run this app now. Close, I say. All right, run. And run, I say. Ah, good. I have to run it twice. So finally, there it is. It draws this picture of Bob Ross painting something, and the only thing it has is one button, and when you click that button, it changes him to a Dogecoin dog, and it changes this to something unreadable. So this is the flag. You want to find out how to decode that stuff so it's readable. That's all it does, but this is what .NET does. It makes it easy to make graphical things, so that's the challenge. All right. Yep, there you go. That's art. That's better than my NFT. So, now, let's take a look at that thing in CFF Explorer. So it is, come on, open, okay, downloads, 132, challenge 1, right-click, CFF Explorer. Okay, don't ask me about CFF Explorer anymore. Okay, and now I can find the file type. And the file type is portable executable 32.NET assembly. So this is 32-bit .NET code, all right? And the way to read .NET code is to use ILSpy. So it's on this machine, ILSpy. It should be. Good, okay. Doesn't have a pretty little icon like it should, but anyway, this is glorious ILSpy. IL stands for Intermediate Language, and just like Java, .NET is not compiled directly into executable binary code. It is compiled into this intermediate language, which then runs in a sort of virtual machine. Now, Java compiles to bytecode, which runs in a Java virtual machine. Microsoft.NET compiles to IL code, which runs in the .NET runtime. It's an imitation of the same process. And so the actual code is, interestingly, readable. So I can do, by the way, I wonder if I can make this font bigger. Let me see if I can do that. Options, display. Oh yeah, looks like there's a size button. Let's just try making it bigger. Okay, well, it made this part bigger. That's something. Let me try one more time and see if I can make the left part bigger. Display. Maybe there is no way to make the left part bigger. Anyway, that's something. All right, so now I'm going to open the file here in ILSpy. So that is downloads, and in here someplace is challenge 1. Okay. There, it opened down here. This is a tree structured directory, and this is exactly how Java works. So you have an object here, and you can expand it and see the components in there. And I'll zoom in here to show you what we've got. Let me get there. We want to get down to button decode. Okay, every bit of the thing is here in this tree structured directory. So I want to go into form 1, not resources, but down here in this one, there is form 1. That's the form that you see, the drawable form with the picture on it. And in there is a button in the derived types, and there it is, button decode. This is the button that you click on that decodes the, and take a look at what we've got here. We've got C++ source code. It decompiled to readable high-level code. Now, how is that possible? It's possible because you can view it in different languages here. It really is IL. This is the actual language that is .NET. This is the intermediate language. And if you look at this, this is basically assembly code. You define some variables, and then you have load argument, load FLD, Windows Forms, picture box, call class, call virtual, call this thing, store location. This is a kind of assembly code. That's what it is, the intermediate language. But it maps to source code. This is also true of Java and Android applications. They ship with something that is essentially equal to the source code, which many developers do not know. So you can take that and you can view that in a variety of high-level languages. You can take intermediate language and view it as C# or view it as Visual Basic. Now this tool I think only lets you turn it back into C#. But there are other tools that will turn it into Visual Basic. So you can view, this is not even really decompiling. The intermediate language just translates one-to-one back to a high-level language. So now I can just read a high-level language source code to see how it works. And here is the one line that does all the work. This is the decoding, and you can see it takes the characters, shifts something right for, and then does an OR with shifting something left for and doing a ampersand with that. So this takes the two nibbles and swaps them. The left 4 bits and the right 4 bit get swapped, and then it does an XOR with 29, unsigned integer. So it's a swap of bytes and then an XOR. That is the translation that happens here. So the only thing is it does this in a loop for every byte in something called dat secret. So now we know the mathematical transformation to decode it, and we know the name of the data, but we have to find the data. And you can find the data. It is in dat secret encode. And I got it here. It's in resources, challenge 1, resources, and there's dat secret encode right there. And you can get this data and save it. So save it with the name dat secret in the same folder here. So dat secret. I'll get rid of all this extra stuff. All right. And now you can decode it with Python, which you see here in the challenge. I gave you a Python script. This Python script just does exactly what that C# script did. And you can run it in the command line, and you'll see all the flags in this thing. This is the way Flare-On contest works. All the flags look like email addresses at flareon.com. So there's a flag defined there, and that's the game. There's that one. And I made a second flag in a different file here. I just took that thing and modified it. So there's a second flag in this other file, which is also a .NET. And there's another one here from a later challenge, which is also good fun, MemeCat Battle Station. Let's get this one. Copy link location. Okay, let's download this one. All right. And it's done. So I go in the downloads folder, and it's an exe if I run it. There we are, MemeCat Battle Station. So you're ready. It needs a weapon arming code. I fire, but I can't fire because I don't have the weapon arming code. So I'm going to get hosed by the attacking cat. So I need to figure out the code to gain the ability to fire to win the game. So that's the game here. And it's going to ask for 2 weapon arming codes apparently. And so anyway, and this is just a challenge. You can find it. Remember, you have the source code. So they really can't hide secrets from you. And this is why I got all upset when I found all these banking apps on Android that were trying to hide secrets in the code. I've got the source code. You can't hide anything from me. And just to help you, I gave you some pictures of where to go to find the methods that contain these arming codes. So you can take it apart with ILSpy, navigate to the right component, read the code, and find the necessary arming codes to win the game. And when you win, you will get a flag, just like before. So that's the joy of .NET, and you might as well check it out. .NET is extremely important. It's used by a lot of huge corporations. So it's a very good idea to learn yourself some .NET. And one thing to realize is the serious security implications of using a language that for all practical purposes distributes source code with your application. Not like C++ that doesn't do that in the executable code. All right, that's it for that one.